Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. We are back in the Elm Hill City Zoo after a short break, and today we'll create a lovely habitat for the Arctic foxes. Yeah, there are quite a lot of new animals to be added to our zoo since the new pack had 8 of them, so it's quite a lot. So if you watched my previous episodes, I decided to commit one area of the Elm Hill City Zoo to the North American animals, at least some of them. So in this area we already have the beavers, we have the prairie dogs, we have the moose, and now we are adding the Arctic fox. We actually have built one of the Arctic foxes habitat here on the channel already, but it was in franchise mode, so I didn't pay as much of attention to the details. I didn't design it anyhow, it was just a quick build. So today we are focusing on building something very nice for those guys. As I told you guys in my franchise mode series, I love them. They are super adorable, they are super cute. I love their animations. They have this like very cute animation when they are playing with each other. I love how they interact with the enrichment items, especially this big carton box. They also make very adorable sounds. They can be a bit annoying after a while because they are very loud, but still for me it is very cute. So yeah, I am very happy that they were added to the game. I know that many of you thought that Arctic foxes will be added to the game with the Arctic pack, but they haven't been added. Back then we had Arctic wolves, but no Arctic foxes, but now finally they are here and we can build something cool for them. As you can see, I am building this habitat next to the moose habitat, so you guys get a bit of a perspective. Where are we? I get actually a lot of questions about the tour, when we'll have the tour of the zoo on the channel, and it will be quite soon. I know that there has been a lot of time since our first tour, so I think that it is time to show you guys around our zoo, to show you the new habitats, to show you where they are positioned. So the tour is coming very soon. I think you won't be disappointed. I think we'll build 1 or 2 more habitats and then I will do the tour, so it is coming. I promise you guys, you will be able to see all of the habitats in our zoo, because I was like wondering if I should if I should show you the habitats that I already showed you on the first tour, but I decided that I will show you the whole zoo, so you'll have the perspective of everything. Where is it positioned, what are the locations of the different habitats, and of course I will show you and I will share with you the plans for the future that I have for this zoo, so everything will be clear. And yeah, this will be coming soon, so definitely stay tuned if you are waiting for our little tour. Actually, it won't be so little anymore, because this zoo has grown so much that I think that the tour will be a longer video, but I hope you guys will enjoy it anyway. But let's go back to our Arctic foxes. So I, as always, did a little research about them and about their habitats in zoos. I went through a lot of, different pictures of Arctic fox habitats in zoos. And let me just tell you that they are not the most exciting and interesting habitats that I've seen in zoos. Actually, not many zoos have them. Not many zoos have foxes in general, which I was a bit surprised about it. Of course, here in Poland, the foxes are really common, but they are common as the animals that are basically everywhere and they are living in wild. So we don't have too much of them in zoos, and I get why, because you can just go for a walk to the forest and you'll spot the fox probably, or even, you know, in the evening in my city there's a lot of them. You know, sometimes you have to be careful when I walk my dog because she loves to bark at them and chase them. So yeah, there are a lot of foxes here. Not Arctic foxes, I am also obviously talking about the red foxes, but still they are not too common in zoos, and the Arctic fox habitats were so plain or so little in size that I was a bit like, I had a little problem, because I normally try to recreate something that is realistic for a special animal, and what is the best way to learn what is realistic and what is not for a certain animal, if not from the real life habitats in zoos. Of course, I had several like, you know, examples, but they were all like, you know, it was just dirt, some holes in the ground, some stones, and a bit of, you know, wooden logs, and that's all. And I didn't want to do that kind of, so I have to like come up with the idea myself. What I've learned actually from, you know, reading about the foxes and their habitats was that they are actually the masters of escaping, because firstly they can dig, and they dig those you know, very extensive and complicated tunnel systems, but also they are very good jumpers, and they can jump very high. And actually there was a video somewhere where the Arctic fox was trying to climb the fence, like the fence, that similar one that we are building right now. It just, you know, jumped on the fence and could do some, you know, additional steps on it, just like a Spider-Man or something. So yeah, that's why their habitats mainly have very high fences with some, you know, concrete base that prevents, you know, digging. And I saw a lot of habitats with actually the mesh netting or something covering the whole habitat, so it would prevent them from you know, jumping, escaping. So I knew that I will have to build here a very high and secure fence for them. So this is what I went for. This, you know, design of the fence is very common in zoos. You probably saw a lot of content creators creating very similar fence on their channels, because we get inspired by the zoos, real life zoos, and this is, as I told you, very common for the zoos to use because it is very practical. So this, you know, bended part of the fence prevents animals from escaping, from jumping, from climbing. Usually in this part there are also some, you know, additional safety measures, just as some electric wires. Unfortunately, we don't have things like that in the game, so I couldn't add it. I know we had this like wire from the Africa theme something, but it is like slightly curved, and I wanted to have something like totally straight so it looks like a wire, but so that I didn't want to use that, and we can just, you know, imagine that there's some electric wire on this fence. But yeah, if in case you wonder why this fence is so high and massive, this is because those little guys are actually masters of escaping. So to keep things realistic, I had to use a fence like this one. As you can see, this habitat will actually have 3 parts. So we have this biggest part that is like an open air area for them to roam around, to spend their day in, and so on. We have a shelter, obviously, as for all of our builds. We will build it. We will do the interior and some nice exterior also by the end of this video. And we have this like additional area with the mesh covering the whole area, so it's preventing them from escaping. And this was actually like inspired by my local zoo. So you know, the foxes are obviously carnivores, and it is totally possible that they won't be, you know, getting along with each other. There will be some fights and so on, so there needs to be a place where they can be separated. And in my local zoo, the lynx and I think the wildcats, they have exhibits like this, so they are connected with this like airlock or something that, you know, they have this connector between those two parts, and most of the time it is totally open so they can freely move from one part to another. But sometimes when, for example, there are some conflicts or the female just got birth to small kittens, they can be always separated in this other part of the habitat without no problem. Also, probably when the habitat is maintained, they can be closed in there so they don't cause any trouble. So this is very useful, and actually in my local zoo I remember that in this carnivore, because we have like this small carnivore area, and there are a lot of, you know, similar habitats like this, and like earlier it was actually closed down. Those two parts weren't connected, they were closed down with those sliding down doors. And there were two different species of small carnivores living in those two parts of this exhibit. So in case it also can be used like this. So I thought that it is a really good and nice idea to, you know, use it here in our small carnivore, because Arctic foxes are really small. Actually, this habitat feels a bit too big for them. But I didn't want to give them a small space. They can live in a bigger group, so I wanted to use it. I was actually able to, get the summer version, the black Arctic fox from the workshop in the sandbox. I don't know if it's common, but as soon as I saw it, even though it had very bad genes, I went straight and bought it because I thought that it is somewhere like something like, you know, albino animals, that it is very hard to get them in sandbox just to buy them. It's easier to actually breed them, and when I saw this black one, I like immediately bought it. So I have one, and I am very happy about it that I have it. It's not too realistic because, you know, they change those colors depending on the season. So in winter they are white with thicker fur, in summer they lose this white fur and are black or dark gray and have this thinner fur. So why 3 of them would be like in their winter coats and one is in the summer when they are living in the same like location in the same time of the year? Yeah, this is a bit weird, but I really wanted to have this black one because I think it is very cute and adorable, and it's always something, you know, a bit rare for our zoo, so why not include it? So yeah, as I told you, this habitat will be divided into those two parts, and both of them will be actually very cool, a bit different, and of course you will be able to see it all in the cinematics by the end of this video. So as you guys could see, I added some rocks to the habitat. I actually wanted to, add a bit of those piles of rocks so that those animals could potentially hide behind them or sleep behind them. They are a bit more nocturnal, so they are sleeping during the day, and so that, the guests won't bother them. They could potentially sleep behind those rock piles. And then I started to build those little huts for them, also to sleep. This was actually inspired by the red fox habitat in some zoo in France. I don't know French by any means, so I don't want to massacre this name because it is somehow complicated, I think, to pronounce that. It is near the city of La Mans, so a bit on the north of France. So if you know the zoo and can pronounce it, you probably know what I'm talking about. And they had like those several huts for the foxes so that they could sleep in it. And yeah, I wanted also to give them something cool and some little, you know, cool details to this habitat, so it's not only rocks and some foliage. After finishing those huts and adding 3 of them, I will move on to adding a lot of rocks and plants to this habitat so it all looks a bit more natural. There was this waterfall, that was small waterfall actually, that we've built previously, and we will add some, you know, details like small rocks, a lot of plants that could potentially grow in such a habitat. So it's a lot of bushes, no very high trees, just a bit of, you know, those smaller ones. I added a bit of pine saplings because I thought that they will look cool and something that will actually grow in the environment where the Arctic foxes live. So I hope you guys enjoy our, you know, more natural part of this build. And while I am adding all of those things, let's actually talk a bit. So the first thing that I wanted to talk with you guys is the Steam Workshop. I get so many questions about you know, uploading the habitats to the Steam Workshop, about uploading, I don't know, elements of the habitats, or uploading, I don't know, fans or a feeder or something. That I am a bit overwhelmed by this those requests, because I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't have such, you know, so many spare time to do it, unfortunately. I would love to do it for you guys, but unfortunately, as I told you, I barely have time to upload and record those videos, and you know, adding all of the elements to the Steam Workshop. So I actually decided that I will upload all of this, you know, North American area of the Elm Hill City Zoo to the Steam Workshop as one blueprint. It is down in the description, the link is there, so if you want to use it, you are welcome to do so. And if you want to use several like pieces or just one habitat, you can always, you know, delete all the things around it, or just save it as a small blueprint, like take it out of the group, take it out of this big blueprint and save it on your you know, in your game as a small blueprint, and then use it. So I'm giving you guys an access to the whole area of my zoo, and you are welcome to you know, use those individual pieces or use the whole area if you want to. You are totally welcome to do so, but unfortunately I won't be able to upload, you know, single habitats or just some pieces of the habitats as I got the request to do it. But I'm sure that you guys will be able to, you know, take those things out of this large blueprint and use it for your own zoos, and you are totally welcome to do so. So the link is down in the description. I hope that I was actually able to upload it after doing this voiceover, but I hope that I did, so there's hopefully a link. I will do my best to make sure that it is there. Another thing that I wanted to talk with you guys is the amazing response that I'm getting lately after uploading all of the videos from the new pack. This is just, you know, amazing for me. I didn't expect it at all. There are so many new people joining to our channel. Recently we had, you know, 2,000 of you here on the channel. Now we have almost 2,250, so 250 people joined into just 1 week. This is just amazing for me. and you know, all of the comments for you guys, how you admire my builds and how they are inspiring to me, means so much to me. And so thank you for that. I get more of those comments, so thank you. This really means a lot to me. Yeah, the response, the feedback has been amazing, and this really makes me want to record more, so thank you guys, you are amazing. And I also would like to thank some of the content creators who actually saw the stuff that I do and decided to, you know, share some positive feedback, comments here on or Twitter or anywhere else. This really means a lot to me, that you guys that have more of, you know, subscribers and me, that do those things longer than me and have your own amazing channel with amazing content. You see me and you watch my videos. Yeah, this really means a lot to me. And if you are watching this video today, thank you, because you are one of the reasons that I actually started to record those videos. Some of the content creators that, you know, were uploading videos before me were huge inspiration to me. I was watching a lot of Planet Zoo videos before I decided to start my channel. Seeing those people who I actually watched before and, you know, got so much inspiration from watching their videos, comment now my stuff and say that it is amazing, mind-blowing and so on. This is just mind-blowing to me. So yeah, this is super cool, and thank you guys for it. This is such a cool community of you know, Planet Zoo players and content creators. All of the people are nice, so yeah, I'm super glad that I am a part of it and that I got such a warm welcome here in the community. So, as you guys can see, I already started to work on this smaller part of the exhibit, and I actually used here the tunnel that we've built for prairie dogs. So, in case you haven't seen how we've built it, it is made from those small temple pieces. So, in case you guys haven't seen that video and want to see how this thing was created, the link to the Prairie Dog Habitat will be down in the description and on the screen. Also, we've used some piles of rocks and the sliding door that I'm using a lot of here. We created it during the Beaver episode, so also I will put the link to the Beaver Habitat down in the description and on the screen in case you want to see how I created those doors. And when it comes to the Beaver Habitat, also I forgot to thank you guys for all of the views, because it is the most viewed video here on my channel. It has over 6,000 views. For me, it is such, you know, it is a huge achievement, because none of my videos has 6,000 views. So yeah, it is a lot, and it is still growing. So if you watched that video, thank you guys, because you know, it is the most like viral video I think on my channel. And yeah, this is so cool. I am like super glad that you like this build. So after being done with this smaller part of the exhibit, I will move on to our shelter. So the shelter outside will be made of those planks tilted in this, you know, very typical angle, like a typical wooden facade. I had this idea in my head from some time and I wanted to use it here. I thought it would look cool, and it did in the end, so I am very happy about it. I didn't include all the footage of adding those planks because it was a lot of work, more than I actually thought, to make it all even. So I'm sure that you guys will be able to figure out how I did it. This shelter will be also having like a detailed interior. We'll have like 2 cages for the Arctic foxes where they can spend the night, and some area for the staff, for the workers, like for food storage, some, you know, utilities, a water hose and so on. That's the things that we you know, typically add to those shelters in this zoo, so you'll be able to see it all in a second. And now, while I'm working on this shelter, let me give you guys some fun facts about the Arctic foxes. Arctic foxes are extremely well adapted to harsh temperatures of the Arctic. Their thick fur enables them to maintain a consistent body temperature and provides isolation. Plus, their short legs, short muzzle and rounded ears all reduce the amount of surface area of heat loss. Arctic fox doesn't hibernate, and its fur changes colors with the seasons. In the summer, the Arctic fox has a brown or gray coat with a lighter belly, and then turns into a thick white one in the winter. It is the only canid that changes the color of its coat, allowing it to camouflage with the snow and ice in the winter and rocks and plants in the summer. The Arctic fox is about the size of a large domestic cat, and it is the smallest wild canid found in Canada. Arctic foxes mate for life. Females usually give birth in the spring, and they have a large litter of 5 to 8 pups. They live in burrows with extensive tunnel systems, but in blizzard they are known to tunnel in the snow to create shelter. The Arctic fox preys on many small creatures such as rodents, ringed seal pups, fish, waterfowl and seabirds. They also eat berries, seaweeds, insects and small invertebrates. They also have a lot of natural predators. For example, the golden eagles, the Arctic wolves, the polar bears, the wolverines, the red foxes, grey wolves and grizzly bears. So actually the Arctic foxes are hunted by the red foxes. And their conservation status is least concern, so finally an animal that is not endangered. Okay, let's go back to our shelter. You guys also will be able to see a bit of something new that I didn't create earlier. It will be like this feeder, custom feeder, and it is used like this, that we have a bowl. And then the small door or window could be open, and the bowl can be just slide into the habitat or into this small cage without the keeper having to go in it. Maybe the Arctic foxes are not the most dangerous animals, but this is something that is typically used in the carnivore habitats, just like big cats or bigger canids, just to minimize the contact and the danger of the contact of the keeper and potentially dangerous animals. So you can just feed the animal without having to go inside their enclosure, so it's much safer for the keepers. And this is something that you'll be able to see me build in case you wondered what it is actually. So the shelter is the last bit of our video today, so after that the video will be done and we'll have the cinematic shots, and in those shots you'll be able to see what I created around this habitat. So there'll be some landscaping, a lot of rocks and trees and bushes and so on. I didn't include that in this video because I didn't want it to be too long. So yeah, if you want to see the entire area being finished and what you will get in this blueprint, you can just wait and see it in a second. Also, you'll be able to see some custom billboards with the info about the Arctic foxes. I always do my own custom signs or infos in the canva.com. And I always try to upload them to my Discord server so that you guys can use them in your own zoos. I have to be honest with you guys and tell you that I recently a bit forgot about uploading those billboards to the Discord server, but I promise that I will upload all of those that I didn't. I think that the last one that I actually uploaded was from the rhino habitat, so there are some that are missing. and I will add them in the future for sure. So if you want to use them, you are welcome to do so. Just join my Discord server. The link is down in the description to this video, and you will be obviously be able to download them from the channel of the custom billboards on my Discord, and you are very welcome to do so. Okay guys, this is all that I have for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed our little Arctic fox habitat here today. In case you have enjoyed it, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It will really mean a lot to me, and it will help our little channel to grow. So if you want to help me, definitely click that subscribe button, and also give this video a big thumbs up down below. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and of course comment down below if you liked today's video, if you liked today's habitat, if you have any thoughts, if you want to like ask me something, and also if you have any suggestions for our channel, for our builds. They are also always welcome, and I try to reply to all of the comments, so for sure your comment won't be unnoticed. Thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!